most pivotal moment in my teaching career was at the end of my first year of teaching. It was the day that summer started. I guess I'm still emotional about it 10 years later, but she walked in and she said, you know, you had such a great year. And I said, thank you. I had so much fun. It was the best year ever, teaching so much better than I ever thought. And she goes, I'm so glad. And then she goes, you really need to get your scores up though. Like, you have to get your scores up next year. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, yeah, no, for sure. Like, absolutely. Like, I'll get my scores up. And she walked out, and the terror that filled my soul, because work was everything to me. And I've learned that work is now not everything. I'm at a point in my life where work is not everything, but I cannot describe to you the anxiety that I went through that summer and that entire year. However, I call that moment pivotal because it is what propelled me to become the best teacher that I could be, because I spent that entire summer interviewing every teacher I knew that was the best of the best. And I knew I couldn't take every single bit of their advice, but I knew that I could take one piece of their advice. So I just said, what is the best piece of advice that you could possibly give me? And I implemented that into my classroom. And all I did was implement academic pieces. That is all I did. And then that next year, I had some of the highest scores I've ever had in my entire life. And my vice principal ended up congratulating me and let me know that I had the highest scores that year. And it was pretty cool. But I was going to quit. Like, actually, I was like, they didn't know it, but I was like, I'm quitting. Like, literally, I'm quitting, because I hated my job so much, because it was all about academic, and I had lost my love for the kids. And it's sad that that second year, I'm sure they felt that. Like, all I was thinking about was their scores. That's all that I was thinking about. And so I had the worst year of my life. The behavior was like insane. The kids were so out of control. Oh my gosh. I would turn around, the kids would be throwing stuff, and it was so stressful, but I was like, I don't care. As long as they score, I don't care, because that's what my principal cares about. So that's what I'm going to care about. And then I was almost about to quit. I was thinking about taking a different career path. And then my mom said, you love teaching. And she said, there has to be a way that you can get high scores and you give them the best academic teaching that you can give them, but you also give them all of your heart, all of your love, and they feel loved, they feel accepted, they feel like they belong. And I was like, you're right, I can do this. So what I decided to do, my mom said, why don't you just always tell them what a good job they're doing? And I was like, okay, specific praise, I can try that. So I started giving them the highest praise I could think of, but very, very specific, anything that I loved that they were doing. And then I was like, I'm going to communicate my expectations so clearly that no kid could not know what I expect in this classroom. So I communicated like super, super clearly. This is exactly what I expect of you guys, down to like, I want you to put up a 2 if you're even going to go get a tissue out of your seat. You know, I just really, really wanted clear expectations so that I wouldn't be frustrated and they wouldn't be wondering what I wanted all the time. And then I praised them all the time. I was like, I'm not even going to correct the child until I've praised 3 kids. Literally, I was like, praise 3 before any negativity, praise 3 before any negativity. And that is what changed my teaching forever.